care. You're going to do it with concern. You're going to do it with compassion. You're not going to restore them and try to beat them down at the same time. You know, sometimes people want to restore you, but they beat you half to death first. And so you don't want to beat someone down and try to restore them at the same time. Helping others. This is our Bible study lesson for tonight. He said, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Now notice now, Paul says, consider thyself, meaning I need to consider that I could have been in this situation and that I could be in this situation, and I have to be careful because my downfall or whatever I sow, so to speak, I may reap it right around the corner. And so I have to be careful of how I look at my fellow man. I have to be careful of how I treat him and their misfortunes. That's why Paul wants us to learn to help others. Now, in helping others, it's not always just helping each other in the physical things like clothes and food and money. And of course, those things we need to help people as well also. But here, Paul is dealing with the spiritual factors, that we are not to look at ourselves and look down on anyone else. So come follow me now. Helping others. Now, he says, consider thyself, lest you also fall in this situation. You know, it always, sometimes people will say, you know, she shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't have done that. And they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And sometimes we, rather than restoring people, sometimes rather than praying for people, sometimes rather than doing as the Lord would have us to do, sometimes rather than having that positive focus, sometimes, man, we just get off key. And we forget about that we're human too. And also we forget about that we are God's children, or we are a child of God too. So the same way that you want someone to have compassion on you, then one must consider having compassion on others. And whatever way one needs your help and encouragement, let's do it. So Apostle Paul wanted to encourage the church, man, y'all stay focused, stay together, stay on one mind, love your brother, love your sister. And then when one needs you, you're there for them. Go with us for our Bible lesson tonight. Helping others. Look at this second verse. Paul says, bear ye one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Well, look at that second verse. He says, bear ye one another's burdens. Now that means that when others have burdens, that they may need you to step in and help them with that burden. And they don't need you to push them down, but they need you to help lift them up. And then the latter part of this, it says, and when you do that, you fulfill the law of Christ. So what is the law of Christ? The law of Christ is that we love each other, we help each other, we pray for each other, we forgive each other, we have patience with each other, and when one has fallen, we reach down and pick them up. That's what the law of God is, that we have that love for each other. And when we have it for each other, Paul said, let us give it to each other. So we are to help bear one another's burdens. Now that's very important. Now somewhere later on, it's going to tell us that you may have to do some things on your own. And we're going to explain that when we get there. He said, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Go with us in our Bible lesson tonight. Watch this now. He says, if a man thinketh that he is something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Now this is not talking about, well, I don't think that I'm a human being. I know I'm a human being. I don't think that, I'm a man. I know I'm a man. What Paul is saying here, be careful if you think